significant portion of decision making on healthcare is being made by women today. The traditional aspect remains true, that women very often neglect their health. The incidence of heart disease or cancer is often detected at a later stage in women than in men because they neglect their health care. So point number one is that while they are making health decisions, while we want them to be more health empowered, India's presidency of G20 is going to be definitive, it's going to be inclusive, and it's going to be action oriented. In the health committee, there is a separate committee called the Digital Health Committee, where they are focusing on how we can use the power of all the tools that we have. India is a shining example on many fronts. If you look at the Pradhan Mantri Ayushman Bharat Yojana and the number of people who have been brought under health insurance, if you look at the plan for health and wellness centers, you look at the unification of alternate medicine and the preventive aspect of yoga, if you look at the fight against anemia in women and the reduction in infant and maternal mortality rates, all these are very powerful steps of the Indian government and the Indian population and PPP models towards a healthier country. Well, in healthcare, women are clearly breaking the glass ceiling. I mean, I know we're lady cardiologists who are earning more than, or the same as men cardiologists doing the same thing. So the beautiful thing about women in healthcare is that there is no differentiation based on whether they're male or female. However, as I head G20 EMPOWER, which is the women's wing, STEM and education are a very important aspect of what we're doing. There is a statistic, is that 43% of engineers in the country are women. However, only 24% of engineering people working in engineering are women. So there is what is being called the leaky pipe from graduation of degrees to reaching the workplace. We are working on action-oriented, definitive mechanisms to bring women into the workplace, into leadership, and to enhance STEM education. There is also a very practical problem in the aspect of science, and that is that women who are, have a science degree do not get very good jobs, and therefore they move into alternate jobs. There are women who have done MSc biochemistry, yet they are working as software people. So the aspect of how do we encourage PhDs in this area and bring them into higher paying jobs, support them in this area, their mentorships. I have a separate committee on STEM for women. This is being headed by Anandi Iyer, and we're looking at mechanisms to enhance the role of STEM for women. And this is not just for women. I think the most important lesson is that we are not men or women, we are human beings. And ultimately, when the world recognizes that, especially in the knowledge economy, in the knowledge era, there is no difference to the contribution that we can make, and we are all equal. That is really the key which will unlock the power of the entire population. Today we have 30% of the population not performing to their highest level of capability for a multitude of reasons. So the day we decide that it's human being and not men and women, that's the day. So my message for men is that all of us want the same thing. We want universal access to healthcare. We want a better future. We want a cleaner, greener environment. We want a growing GDP. The world post-COVID is looking, loomingly at recession, at high inflation, at people running out of jobs, at war. One of the answers to a greater and a better economy, a cleaner and a greener world, and a more inclusive and healthier society is the inclusion of women at all levels. So I commend women who have understood it. I congratulate women who are part of the he for she movement, and I believe our Prime Minister is one such person. But I also think that don't do it for the women in your life. Do it for the world at large, and do it for your children and grandchildren, because an inclusive world, an equitable world with powerful and equal women is a better world.